Welcome back, my loudmouth and sinful saints. You've entered the Riot Chapel, the rebel pulpit, the blasphemous church of noise and liberation. This is Reverend Riot, and you're tuned in to the only sermon that tells you the truth. They don't want you loud and they don't want you free, but in this sanctuary, we do both. That brings us to this week's gospel, which reads, "Live loud and die free." This ain't a whisper, it's your birthright, screamed at full volume. Because here in America, there's a war on self-expression. From day one, they try to shrink you. Talk less, sit still, tone it down, blend in, cut your hair, wear the uniform, and use the name they gave you. But here's the truth. They don't fear your rebellion. They fear your authenticity. Because once you figure out who you really are, you become a threat to every system that profits from your shame. They don't want you loud, because loud people don't stay silent when they're mistreated. Loud people organize. Loud people liberate. So let me be crystal clear. Self-expression isn't a fashion statement, it's a fucking weapon. In the Punk Rock Parish, we don't just allow weird, we worship it. The punks, the drag queens, the neurodivergent, the loudmouth, the gender-fucked, and the glitter-bombed prophets of the underground. To me, you are sacred. Not in spite of your weirdness, but because of it. You want to scream your true gender on the street corner? That's holy. You want to cover yourself in tattoos and shout poetry into a megaphone? That's sacred. You want to rock a mohawk in a red state town while holding your boyfriend's hand and blasting Bad Brains? That, my friend, is not just punk rock. That is the righteousness of our church. You see, they want you under their definition of normal. They want you quiet. They want you to be digestible. But I say this, if you're too much for them, then you're doing it right. The simple fact is, death is coming for all of us, so what I want you to do is to live. Let's not just talk about death, because it is coming for all of us. Not as a threat, just a simple fact of life. So how the hell are you going to spend your days? Are you going to stay muted, trimmed, folded into the mold that's provided to you? Are you going to live your life like a rough draft waiting for someone else's approval? Or are you going to raise your voice so high they'll remember your echo in hell? Don't get me wrong here. Live loud and die free doesn't mean recklessness. It means refusing to die quietly. It means making noise with your love, with your protest, with your playlist, with your body, with your joy. It means refusing to apologize for every inch of yourself that they told you was too much. And when death does come, you meet it barefoot on a rooftop, blasting your favorite song, surrounded by people who get and understand you, because you didn't play small. You lived. Remember that public space belongs to the people. You ever notice how the louder you are, the quicker they call the cops? You ever notice how existing outside the lines gets you kicked out of the park, followed in the store, or beat in the street? That's not coincidence. That's the system reminding you the world doesn't belong to you. But here's the real sermon. It does belong to you. The sidewalks, those are ours. The subways, those are ours. The alleyway murals, the skate parks, the block parties, those were born from our bodies, our noise, and our presence. You think screaming into the void is useless? It's not. It's proof that you're still alive in a world that wants you docile. So show up, show out, and make that space yours. Because the louder that we get, the more room that we take up, the more that the lie of their ownership crumbles. So let's talk about joy. specifically queer joy, because nothing pisses off fascists faster than a black queer teen voguing in the middle of a courthouse plaza, than a poly couple making dinner and holding hands like it's no big deal, because it isn't. They want your joy regulated, sanitized, stripped down and stuffed into a box and labeled respectable. But we're not interested in respectable. We're interested in liberation. In the Punk Rock Parish, your joy is your armor, your weird is your weapon, and your laughter is loaded. I want you to live loud. Laugh with your whole fucking chest. Because they didn't want you to survive. And you didn't just survive, you started a damn dance party. It's the do-it-yourself legacy. When all is said and done, don't worry about a statue being built in your honor. Don't wait for permission to be remembered. Build your own damn legacy. Build it with stickers on street signs, with zines handed out at punk shows, with songs screamed into back alley microphones, with hugs, with glitter, with people who say, felt free when I was around you. You don't have to be rich to be legendary, and you don't have to be famous to be unforgettable. Just be real, be loud, and be free. Today's hymnal is brought to us by Bad Brains, with a little song called Banned in D.C. This ain't just music, it's a fucking war cry. Bad Brains is black punk, and it's radical noise, so let's burn it through your headphones and let you be baptized in its sound. This song is exactly what Live Loud looks like, being unwanted and showing up anyway. They didn't want Bad Brains playing in their clubs, so Bad Brains made it their own goddamn scene. If they won't let you speak, shout louder. If they won't give you a stage, build one out of garbage and glory. Today, we have a call and response. Repeat after me. I will not shrink to make them comfortable. I will live out loud even when they tell me to whisper. I will wear my weird like armor. I will be too much and still not enough for them, and that is freedom. I will live my truth, not their script. And when I die, I'll leave behind a noise they'll never be able to silence. One more time for the folks in the back. I will not shrink to make them comfortable. I will live out loud even when they tell me to whisper. I will wear my weird like armor. I will be too much and still not enough for them, and that is freedom. I will live my truth, not their script. And when I die, I'll leave behind a noise that they'll never be able to silence. My friends, we end this week's sermon with reflection questions. I want you to answer. Write to me, email me your answers. What part of you has been forced into hiding, and what would happen if you let it out? Who benefits from your silence, and what would it cost to scream? What joy have you been told is too much, and who might you set free by embracing it? If your life was a song, would it sound like a whisper or a battle cry? On our next episode, we tackle the next tenet, DIY or die. Until then, paint your face, shave your head, scream your name until it echoes off the walls. This has been Reverend Riot. This has been the Punk Rock Parish. And remember, live loud, die free. Anarchy and amen.